Something which is really cool, which I think we all understand but haven't experienced, is what you actually, a fringe benefit you get of being a member of the CrossFit community. You know, you are a part of, literally, no exaggeration, a global family. You have a global family. And as we just grow and expand and start to take over the world, your family grows. And we're gonna get to just dive right into that and take full, just take advantage of that network. And we're gonna meet a whole bunch of members of our Latin American family that we've never met. It's gonna be pretty badass.
Okay, one of the first rides on the bike, and Pat got in an accident. It was not his fault. A lady sideswiped him on the highway. We were all riding together to go get some gear for our first ride, and get in an accident. Off to a great start so far.
Can you believe this? The trip hasn't even started. Like I said, actually, here we go. It's real. It's like the practice run. It's gonna happen again. Dude, what the fuck? Because the bike has 100 miles on it. 100. You haven't even put gas in it yet. The first fucking tank of gas. Blinker's fucked up. The fairing's all fucked up. I don't know if she could have moved in the radiator or not, but just like, it was a small car. I've been hit by bigger cars. You gotta come at me with something bigger than a fucking Civic.
There was 3 individuals in the right-hand lane. I was the rear rider, and then she was in the middle lane. And we were just passing an exit, and I was the rear motorcycle. And there's a car in the middle lane. The front 2 riders went by, and then she, in the middle lane, looked like she suddenly realized that was the exit that she wanted to take, because they very abruptly hit their brakes, cut hard right to cut across my lane, directly into me.
So I'm getting 145 over 90 pretty consistently. You're not in a situation where you say, oh, you gotta go on blood pressure medicine right away.
Right.
But in the next 2 months before you leave, you might start checking your pressure regularly.
Okay.
And see, and if it remains high, maybe we should put you on medication before you go.
And he has a theory that I could have a heart murmur, which of course, if gone unchecked, could be potentially fatal. And I like things that have an element of risk. I'm 100% cool with risk. I actually love risk. I crave risk. Now, risk doesn't mean reckless. And I've got no interest in being reckless, because you do something reckless and you're stupid, you get hurt, and then you can't have fun in your adventure. But a little sprinkling of risk makes it that adventure.
What did you just do?
I just locked the door to the house. I think actually done, and bikes are loaded up. It's the day, ready to go and not come back till December. And it's like the first week in August right now.
What do you think?
So it's pretty cool. I've got like I'm excited as hell, but I've got like a nervous excitement of the unknown. Not nervous, oh my God, something bad's gonna happen, but nervous like stepping off into, you don't have any damn idea what's gonna happen. It's exciting in a very nervous way. It's badass.
So in like kind of biker lore, you're supposed to have a demon bell or a ride bell, and it's supposed to scare away the road demons that come up and knock on your engine and things like that. And it's supposed to be given to you by somebody that wants to see you return safely. And since I don't think Pat and Ian have old ladies, I gave them them.
Yeah, so in order to go south, we first went 1,300 miles north. So from Santa Cruz, we headed north and east up to Big Sky, Montana. And the affiliate gathering, the tour, had a blast, and that was kind of be the big send-off of the trip. I rode up there, you rode up there, Tyson Oldroyd, Eric Preston, Adrian Bosman, just looking like a Harley meth Hell's Angel crack dealer, rode there the whole way.
Got some bugs, I think.
On your face?
I see him in the sides of the hair, and there's...
Oh wait, there's one right there.
2 or 3.
Oh wait,
there,
those are a really good way to say so. There's some bugs right there. There's some bugs right there.
The open face helmet, you know what I mean?
No, hold on. The lady at the gas station, we asked her, like, where's the campground from here? She's like, well, it's past the field of bugs right by the lake.
And we're like, feel the bugs. She just goes, yep.
I almost feel bad because, like, you know, I'm on my second passport. First passport's full, you know, because of CrossFit. You know, I've been all around the world, you know, 15 times to these cool places. But I feel like I didn't know what the hell I had in my own country for, like, beauty. Like Northern California, Oregon, I know I said that wrong, but I think people from Massachusetts say Oregon, not Oregon. Oregon, Idaho, Montana, crazy, crazy beautiful.
It's you know, I think we all agree that there's something about riding a motorcycle that, for me at least, there's a sense of my mortality, and every action has a consequence when you're riding two wheels. So I think it forces you to either consciously or subconsciously think about the things in your life that are occurring.
How many of you have ever dreamed about driving across the country on a motorcycle? A few of you, right? How many of you have ever dreamed about driving to Santiago, Chile, South America, from here? Probably nobody. Well, one person has, Pat Sherwood.
Yeah, so the last night at Big Sky was weird. And it was fun. Like, it was only weird because it was weird in my head, like nothing anyone else was doing. It was awesome. People were partying, throwing down. It was just a good time in a beautiful location.
It's birthday. So we're going to sing happy birthday to Pat. Ready? Happy birthday to you.
I had a weird, just profound feeling of loneliness or isolation. Even though they're surrounded by people, I just felt like very alone. I don't know why. I couldn't get comfortable. And I mean, the next day is really when I felt like the trip started, because we're finally heading south, breaking off from the pack. And so I was kind of on the precipice of starting this thing that I really don't know how it's gonna go, still don't, even as we sit here. You know, 12,000 miles, 16 countries, whatever it is, a lot of shit can go wrong. People are always trying to kill you on the motorcycle. You're like, you know, don't know where you're gonna sleep, don't know where you're gonna eat. Just kind of having that right, like, instead of just talking about it for months, oh, it's coming up, it's gonna be fun, high five, it's gonna be fun. And now it's like, oh shit, it's tomorrow. Like, it starts tomorrow. I'm always, to a degree, kind of restless. And if I don't, like the CrossFit workouts every day are like my drug. And that keeps me sane. And that's good on a daily basis, but every now and then over a greater period of time, if I don't do something that I consider bigger or on a larger scale or whatever, I just have an amazing sense of not being fulfilled.
Like if I'm gonna compete, like I don't just do it because I love it, like I do it to win. You know what I mean? Like I don't fart around, like, oh. Like I just like standing here next to like Chan and Forrest and Hathcock, like, no, like, I want to beat him. That's why, let's be honest, like that's part of the reason why I do it. I want to win.
Here's your problem. Is that, and like all joking aside, your problem is that you're so fit that if you just do your normal shit, you'll still make it to regionals for years, but you may not be doing the training you need to actually place how you want. But you could go to regionals forever and finish middle of the pack. You could just show up, like you'll make regionals, right, but that'll just eat away at you.
Yeah. Yes.
So
and then it's like
that's the decision.
Right. And it's like, then I wouldn't even want to go to regionals. And then if I don't go to regionals, it's like, why didn't you go to regionals? You know, you got like whatever 5th in the Open in this region. Why didn't you go to regionals? It's like, I don't. The same reason why Bill Grundler and I had the conversation, I will never do Masters. Ever.
Yeah.
Never.
I get it.
It ain't happening.
And it's not right or wrong, it's just how you roll. I mean, it's just,
yeah,
you know, it's what makes you happy, makes somebody else unhappy or whatever, like that's cool. Like, some people just like to compete and, you know, walk away with the swag and have a blast. But if you're gonna go home and be manically depressed and potentially suicidal because you took 41st in regionals, it's not worth it, you know?
What makes you say I'm like that?
So like when you're in here training today, throwing down, you know, and I've seen some little of your twits and tweets and Instagram stuff that says basically, yeah, I'm thinking about giving it a try again. How you doing? Like, are you hitting this stuff today like that you hit for GPP Fit, play with the kids, or are you hitting what you hit today because this is my on the road again to 2014?
Yeah. Otherwise, if I was just like GPP, play with the kids, I just work out with the class every day. Like, who cares what the WOD is? Like, sure, I'll jump in. I don't need to worry about what my front squat is. I don't care if my jerk went down 5 pounds. You know, like, so what? But right now, it's like, that should be going up. It should be getting better. But when is that? When am I going to turn that off?
Well, that's what I was going to say. You know, the elephant in the room is at some point in time this year, at some year, it's going to have to be faced.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know A, when it's going to be, and B, how to face it. But just good luck to you when it happens.
Thanks. And like in all seriousness, I look at like what you guys are doing. It's like, man, that just looks fun. I mean, like you bop into a gym, you do a workout. Well, what's the class doing? Cool, I'll do that. Me, like, I'm leaving town on Thursday, and I'm already like, okay, where am I going to be able to go so I can get this, like, my snatch work in?
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I'll just do a hotel workout. No, like, where's the closest box so I can like work my snatch technique and then hit up a heavier metcon, like.
But like I said, eventually that will, you know, Mother Nature waits for no one, right? So eventually it will decline, and eventually, you know, it won't happen.
And I just don't want to be.
But you'll
I don't
always
want that
have
to
that
happen.
name to when you have to face him. Even me, just because people, you know, see me whatever, like people ask me like, oh, you know, like how'd you do at regionals? And I'm like, I haven't made it to regionals in years. They're like, oh, they're shocked, you know, and like so people are going to expect a lot from you, but that's not. Even though it is your cross to bear, you shouldn't let that influence your decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need to do what you want to do to be happy with. You're working out, your family, do you enjoy the sport? You know, like, people have their expectations, that's cool, but you gotta go to sleep every night and be happy, you know, so. And I don't know what that is.
That is either, bro. I'm trying to figure that one out. I don't want to be the guy that just tries to hold on to it, too, though. You know what I mean? Like.
The guy doing the comb over?
Yeah, let it go, brother.
Should have picked it.
Let it go.
Should have picked it years ago. Just, I still got it, man. I still got it.
I did it with my hair, you know? I almost wish that, like, it's gonna sound terrible and, like, I don't want it to happen, but my personality's like, something's gonna have to break on me to be like,
you're like, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm done.
Right.
Like, that just blew up. Like, I can never do that again.
Right. I can't move my wrist. I can never rack a barbell again.
Like, my shoulder just fell out of socket and, you know, my knee blew up. But, like, my knees are jacked up. And I'm like, oh, I'll just maintain them. Like, I'll just take care of them. It'll be better.
And everyone will buy that and you can sleep in that. But don't worry about that, dude. Come on now. You want your knees.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, buddy?
We are in Tucson, Arizona. Came from Flagstaff today and just bombed down 250 miles the highway, and it was just last 2 nights of riding, dude, have been rugged. Last night we froze our asses off in the wind and the rain going into Tucson, just frigid, 7,000 feet, and tonight it was hot as hell. We got rain on a little bit, not bad, but the wind, my God, the wind. It was like you saw 18-wheelers doing a little kind of swerve, so that wind would hit us on our bikes. And it just felt like we were damn near gonna get knocked over. You're just riding at a constant lean, and then it would let up, you're like, whoa! And you'd go back, you're like, Jesus, you know, and then you're like, oh, good, well, bam! You get hit the other way, like, it's just exhausting to do that mile after mile after mile. Your central nervous system is just fried. So anyway, now we're at Denny's, gonna eat, and I'm just like falling asleep at the table. I think it's like 10 at night. I'm wrecked. We're 10 days in. As we're walking to an ATM, I glance over at the bikes, and they just don't look right. And I tap like, hey, Ian, look at the bikes. And instead of being like this, they're just on their sides. Just two bikes laying on their sides. Our life, basically, laying on the sides of the parking lot. We don't know if they've been hit, they've been robbed, they've been whatever.
Now we have to lift them up.
Yes, they're fucking heavy. 600 pounds. Awkward shit.
As soon as we get the bikes up, I'm like frustrated. Whoever it was just left. There's no car next to us, like a hit and run. And I'm just like, damn it, I'm finding pieces of my bike broken. And then, of course, what happens? It starts to rain. And then we can't get out of the parking lot that we were in. There was like, we had some card and we were putting it in this thing to get out of the parking lot. The gate doesn't open. And it's like one of those moments where I'm like, so embarrassed and pissed and frustrated. And I realized we have 80 days left. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
What's up? What's going on? Dude, I hear you got a phone call yesterday.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
So he called and he couldn't get in through Mexico.
And this is my first like minor meltdown. One of probably many to come in Mexico. We had to pay $400.
So I answered it and there's Pat, like all stoked and, hey Pat, and he's like, no, I gotta like get charged $3 a minute.
I pull out the old Visa card, swipe it, nothing. It just doesn't work.
Was he stuck at the border? Like,
Yeah, he was at the border and I think he was like at the like clerk window or whatever trying to get through.
So I finally had to call Marsden Sawyers at the media office on his iPhone.
So I had to have him give me the phone number to his bank. We had to merge calls.
And just, you can't call like an 800 number on the damn international plan on a phone. How frustrating is that?
You know what's great about that? Is this is the first border crossing of I think 16, and they run into these problems on the first one.
I took care of my bank and I told the guy on the other line, like, hey, this is who I am, this is what's going on. You know, can we handle this as fast as possible? Because this is literally costing me, every 4 minutes I'm on the phone with you is $10. And I know this can take a while. And he had no hurry whatsoever. Just couldn't have given a shit. I think he actually talked slower. God, I just wanted to crush my phone, fly in a plane, punch Ralph in the face, and drive back down. We found this RV park, which online, another lessons learned, looks beautiful online, in service, hookups, internet, and we get there, and the thing's just locked up tight as a drum, it's like Fort Knox. Pull up, there's not a single light on it, looks dead, there's not a single person walking around, it's like a ghost town, and we're right by this main road ripping by in Hermosillo, and we're just parked on the bikes like two dumbasses at night in Mexico, sitting on the side of the road, just fucked.
Sun's going down. We have no one here. I don't know. We gotta figure out where the hell we're gonna stay tonight. Right now it's not looking good. A little grim.
Don't know anyone, don't know what we're gonna do. I have no place to stay and it's pitch black outside. And I was just like, I just felt like such an amazing loser. Just such a loser.
I saw on Twitter last night, Pat's like, we don't have a place to stay. It's like 7:30. I'm like, oh shit, I wish I could help him, but.
As hard as it is for me to do, I had to kind of admit idiocy and admit failure and ask for help. And so sent out a blast on social media to Twitter, you know, Black Hawk down. And just said, hey, this is where we are and we need help.
But I just got a tweet from Rich Froning's father, Mr. Froning, the original, answered my distress call. Brother, I'm in Destin. It's a bit wet though.
Dude, within 5 minutes somebody responded and he had somewhere to go.
Oh really?
Yeah, he said his campsite's full. We're in Mexico and he had some name that I've never heard of the town. Can somebody please help us out? And then the very next post, it's like, we're safe.
I got a text from our guys and say, hey, there's two guys from CrossFit HQ that are just in the middle of nowhere.
I was working in the hospital. I was about to check out, finish my duty. And I saw the message, oh, there's two guys home alone in Hermosillo in the highway. And like called for me, no, are you going to pick up this guy? Well, and I said, yeah.
So you guys in the middle of the highway, sitting in the water. I mean, you were about to get robbed, man, or something.
Dude, like,
the CrossFit community. You kidding me?
Yeah.
People around the world, to include Rich Froning Sr., are like making sure everything's kosher. So cool.
You almost can't put it into words until you experience it. It means the world. It means the world when total strangers just open their arms and say, come on over. You do CrossFit, we do CrossFit, we love the community, you're family now. You guys have benefited from the community as well. You know, both of you guys told me your stories, you know, showed me your pictures, so
Yeah, well,
tell me what, you know, how you've benefited
You're
from the
looking
CrossFit.
at almost 80 pounds less in between both of us. I lost more than 40. Tico lost probably 50.
Dude, they made us shirts. Like, they made us shirts that said, like, CrossFit and 321 Go South on it, and like, it's just so touching.
When you come to to train CrossFit, you start suffering in the training, but you start suffering with some other people, and you are in pain, but the guy next to you is in pain also. And I don't know. I think that situation open you to the next person, because this person next to you is telling to you like, hey, come on, you can get there, let's do it.
And they had a dude there who left out a piece of gear when just like left, you know, like left a barbell and went home. So they posted it on Facebook a while ago and said, hey, for every like this gets, this guy will do a burpee over the box for leaving the gear out. It got like 541 likes. So this guy showed up to literally just get his balls kicked through his throat and do 541 over the box burpees.
Group photo or something. I told the guy, like, let's be chill. And now there's like 100 people here. Dude, that was cool as hell, man. Honestly, like, CrossFit is alive and well in Mexico. Alive and well. We're at CrossFit 52 Hermosillo, and we threw down a team wad. It was fun as shit. Everyone was cheering for the lady, trying to climb the rope up the end. We'd never met each other. They're like having fun picking teams. Like, it was super cool start to finish. Like, hot as shit, but fun as hell, man. It's great down here.
Dude, we had a blast with those guys, and they took great care of us like we were family. And we've got friends if we ever go back. And any CrossFitter that ever just wanders into that town, look those people up, man. You won't regret it. Well, we left Guadalajara and we're heading to Metepec. It's going to be about a day's ride, easy day. And as always, it just started to rain. Biblical torrential downpour rain.
It's raining. Imagine that. This is our life. Under an overpass.
But the rain was so hard, and I'm not risk adverse, but I'm telling you, it was freaking dangerous. Cars hauling ass right here. Hold on. And there was big potholes on this road too, which was sketch. And the potholes would fill with water, and then you couldn't see them, you couldn't avoid them.
The ride?
Yeah.
That was the worst day of riding I've ever had in my entire life. Like, we're at elevation, so I mean we're in Mexico, but it's freaking freezing outside. Like, I'm shivering and jackhammering right now. Dude, it's so damn cold. It's raining. There's a truck flipped over in the background right there.
I saw a huge wreck of like a huge concrete pylon that like held up a sign, fell onto the highway.
It rained almost all day long on us. Rained hard, and it was okay for a while, but like we're literally, I don't even know if you can tell, like just, you know, gloves wringing out.
That's how cold your hands are? Wait. Oh!
You're kind of stuck in that position.
Oh, that looks so bad. Your hand looks like a dead person's hand.
Scraping between 18-wheelers that are rolling, and you actually made a little contact. Nice. I can't pull my earplug out because I got to pinch it. I can't feel it. I can't get it out of my fucking ear, dude. I mean, there's so many, we're just riding around so many times in my helmet, just saying to myself, Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. That's just my mantra.
Damn it!
God. Alright, fine.
Alright, ready? Yeah, okay.
That was easy. Thank you. And so it's all good, man. It's been a great day, and we've got shelter coming up from another CrossFitter that's just helping us out, which is insane. You can laugh and make mistakes. ¿Por qué tenías ganas de hacer un gimnasio de CrossFit?
Porque siempre estuve ligado al ejercicio, siempre hice deporte, jugaba fútbol profesional y siempre tuve la inquietud de tener un centro deportivo donde la gente pudiera hacer ejercicio. Y al probar CrossFit supe que era lo mejor que había hecho en mi vida.
I saw the video called Nasty Girls.
Yeah.
And then I said, that's what I need, because I was feeling depressed because I was a competitive bodybuilder during 20 years.
She's this crazy, like, big-time bodybuilder that, like, was running the show in Mexico for years and years. She was an animal.
So what's been, the big differences, or, from bodybuilding to now doing CrossFit?
I'm just gonna tell you that if when I start bodybuilding, it was CrossFit. No history with bodybuilding for me, because CrossFit is complete. It's total. That your body works all that you need. So for me, CrossFit is better, totally. In my state, there's a lot of fat little boys.
Yeah.
A lot of fat little boys with diabetes and with so many health problems here. So I want to create a generation of new healthy people.
Y hay una cultura y comunidad también.
La cultura, te pudiste dar cuenta que tenemos desde los más pequeños de 15 años hasta señores de 45 y todos, sí, se hace una comunidad muy bonita.
The engine in gear, the engine will not start, the clutch is engaged. Clutch out. How important is the bike?
The bike. The bike is everything on this trip. If we don't have the bikes running, we don't have a trip. Like, we just everything on the trip revolves around the bikes. I brought backup everything for the cameras. I brought backup everything for the computers. If one of the computers breaks, it's fine. If the camera breaks or is stolen, it's fine. It's totally fine. Or everything is great, so long as the bikes work. If the bikes stop working, the trip is done. Nothing is happening on the trip, and that's where we are right now. We don't even know if we're stuck here for 3 or 4 days. We don't even know that yet. We could potentially be here for 3 or 4 days trying to get one part for the bike. We don't know. Alright, Evel Knievel award.
This is when you get your Evel Knievel pin. I'd rather risk push starting your bike every single time and potentially maybe even towing it, but get to Guatemala. Get there.
So we have to kickstart the bike every time that we do anything. Every time the bike turns off, we have to kickstart it.
Now you'll kind of have the handlebars. I'll be pushing from the rear here. It'll be in second gear. You'll have the clutch in.
And then I have to release the clutch and jump down on the seat, and then that kicks the bike on. I can't believe that fucking worked!
We'll push start it until we can't push start it anymore. We're going to Guatemala.
It was probably the most beautiful day of riding that we've had, honestly.
There was elevation changes. There was everything you would want from a ride. Everything. And then some shit got crazy.
We're going on a windy mountain road. We're behind these 2 huge death buses, as we call them.
Going around twisty roads, and we're trapped behind them, just stuck in the smog.
Pat, he tries to jump over to the left to pass these 2 buses.
So the one front slowed down and even pulled over. I'm like, oh, he's being gracious. I should have known better.
Then the bus in the rear also tries to pass. It tries to pass the bus in the front.
And that's probably 2/3, 3/4 of the way, almost past that rear bus.
So the second bus just smashes into Pat.
And probably didn't think there was a little motorcycle next to him because he just went ka-ka and just smacked me on the right side.
And then I just died laughing because it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
Didn't go down. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much. I don't know how many of my 9 lives I've used up on motorcycles. We had to go through so many little towns today, and the GPS was acting weird. I had all these like handwritten directions down. I was really not secure in where we were going today.
And then we go past this weird, like group of guys with who set up this roadblock basically at this intersection.
When we drove past it, we're like, that's weird, like roadblock. These just locals roadblock with they'll take planks of wood and drive nails through it, pull them across the road so vehicles can't pass. We skirted through.
We go past, and then the cars come in the other direction. It's a giant line of cars, so they're kind of stopping people going the other way. So we're just like, whatever, we're just blow past.
Whew, thank God that's behind us. And then I'm like, oh man, we're in the comms. I'm like, Ian, you're not gonna like this. We gotta make a U-turn. We're going the wrong way, man.
So now we have to go back, and now we're the idiots going back in this giant line of cars stuck at this intersection.
There's a line of traffic stopped. So we got bikes. So we split it. We go down the middle. And as we're getting towards the front,
and we're getting closer to all the guys, and they start yelling at us like, stop, stop!
And we snuck through, I zipped through.
And you cut through these guys, and you had weave through this group of guys.
And they must have realized by that time, obviously, that the gig was up and that we were getting the better of them.
And a lot of them have sticks or weapons or something like that, to intimidate people. They have staffs. So you get through, you cut through, and then I'm still I'm behind you. I'm still going through all these guys, and one of the guys who has the staffs, I'm assuming he turned and went like that.
Somebody swung a stick or a club and clubbed Ian in his back while he's riding. Literally, an angry mob dude clubbed Ian in his back while he's riding.
Really hard, an angry, I'm trying to take you off the bike, hit on my back.
Are you kidding me? Who the I mean, I don't even know what to say.
This never happens in the United States, but this is what it was. It was an angry mob of thieves who had taken over an intersection.
So today, we had rain, we had all this stuff. I got hit by a bus, and Ian got hit by an angry mob dude. We're good.
What's happening?
We're about 35 feet into Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
Just finished with the customs and immigration. All we need to do now is look like the dancing idiots, push your bike to that stop sign and roll it down the hill towards Mexico, hope that it starts. Alright, ready? Nope. And have you skid to a stop. Turn around and let's start getting towards Guatemala City. So far so good. Day one, and it ain't raining, right?
Yep.
Oh shit, I think it's raining. Phobia of the rain now. Yeah, it is. You've seen the friggin' puddles. Son of a bitch.
And it was so cold. And we've been cold and wet before, but this was different. I mean, this was really, really bad. Hell Week bad kind of thing.
And we pulled over just jackhammering cold, my legs were clattering on the tank. I can't even think straight.
Rain, so cold, we put on every piece of warm clothing that we have. We're in Central America, having a t-shirt, thermal underwear top, a fleece mountain hardware jacket, and my wool CrossFit hat, and I'm freezing.
Anyway, we're gonna get out of this as soon as we can. I just got hit. And another 60 miles.
Night fell, took longer than we thought, and before you know it, we're heading into Guatemala City. Huge potholes, rain pouring down, visors fogged, you can't see. Oh, by the way, our GPS shit the bed in Mexico.
Yep. So we've been on the bike all day in the rain, 6-7 hours. That's all we've done today is ride in the rain. Had two Diet Cokes and a chocolate muffin.
We went to CrossFit Sense that night, got there probably 7:30 or so, soaking wet, took off the wet clothes.
I met Pedro, who's our savior in the parking lot, shook his hand, And he's like, my God, you're freezing. Like, yeah, we are.
And he's like, hey, you want to hit the 7:30 class? And we're like, yes. Yes, we do.
Something about helping people that just keeps me moving. And that's what CrossFit does with people. CrossFit makes people better.
Who are these kids?
These kids are shoeshine kids, and basically they live on the street during the day, and I let them come in.
Got to meet Pedro's son, such a cool little dude, and his dad has Parkinson's disease, but was this big time triathlete for years and years and years, had tons of trophies.
He got a massive infection. The infection was so big that it was blocking the nerves, and he had to spend 6 months in bed.
The doctor told me, you're never going to be running or cycling or whatever.
And then Pedro opened his gym, and his dad started messing around with CrossFit and getting better and better, regaining some coordination and getting back some of his athleticism.
I decided to get back to triathlon, and thanks to CrossFit, I was back and I finished my triathlon. So at my age and all the problems that I have a lot to say. Thank you very much to CrossFit.
You're on the street, if it's raining, if it's sunny, if it's windy, no matter what. I just like to see how they smile when they're here.
What was so tough the past couple of days was we were kind of on our own. No CrossFit box, no CrossFitters anywhere around. The bike's down, there's just this weird stress. And we took a risk pushing 2 days to a different country with a busted bike. And we did it. And then we were finally back amongst CrossFitters, finally knew that we had a support network that knew the city, could help us out with our bikes, could tell us a good place to eat, would give us shelter. And, 30 days, 40 to 34, 35 days into this trip, I can't even articulate like how much that means. It's our lives, it's the world. Dude, Nicaragua? Best roads in the world. And I'm not being sarcastic, the roads are smooth, there's no potholes, they're clearly marked. We were hauling ass, dry, beautiful, just making great time. And then...
Okay, so we're gonna watch a clip from something that happened today. And we're gonna get our live reactions to watching it. It was a pretty intense thing that happened. So, what do you think, Pat?
I think it's gonna be pretty funny since you're alright. Break from the taillight.
Yeah.
Oh
shit! Jesus.
Friday the 13th, day 32. We wake up in Guatemala City and we're going to head to El Salvador. Our lives are up and running again. No more pushes, no more looking, that's a hill. No, we can't park there, we can park there. And just like you touch it. Yeah! All right. And it just starts. Incredible, love it, technology. And then we get to the border with El Salvador and Guatemala. It looked disgusting. It looked bad. It looked worse than any other border we've had. I mean, it looked about as appealing as Satan's asshole. I mean, probably can't put that in. Whenever we go, here's a general process. You need to stamp yourself out of whatever country you're leaving. The bike needs to get officially stamped out. And then when you go to the new country, you need to get stamped in and the bike needs to get stamped in. But then there was like 3 different people we had to find for the bikes. Some policeman, some random lady with a clipboard, had to go to some office and talk to some other ladies.
So what's going on now?
Customs and immigration to together have put their hands together, made a super fist, clenched it into a tight fist and jammed it up our asshole.
You know, the bikes are not our bikes. The bikes are owned by CrossFit. And we have a legal document from our legal department, the VIN numbers, our names, saying these guys have official permission to use these bikes and go through these countries, life is good. We were able to get into Guatemala with a photocopy, which was cool, but now El Salvador was bringing the heat. They were like, saw the photocopy, they're like, where's the original? Tried to do a little tap dancing, and they're like, no, you need the original or you're not getting into the country. Person on the other side of the counter, they were like, hey, does he speak Spanish? And our expeditor's like, yeah, he speaks like that. And they're like, well, he can come back here and try to explain if he wants. And he's like, we can't accept this, we need the real one. And then I started telling him about, he's like, what's CrossFit? And I told him what CrossFit was and about the company, or this physical fitness company. We were at gyms all over the world and we're doing this trip. And he started to get kind of interested in what was going on. I'm like, we have a webpage. I'm like, and me and that other guy, I'm like, we were on like the picture. I'm like, and you'll see us on the bikes. And he's like, so he tilted his monitor and let me get on his computer, and I call up CrossFit.com, scroll down a couple weeks when we were the picture of the day. And I'm like, look, that's me, the red bike, the green bike. It says Pat Sherwood, Ian Wittenberg, and 12,000-mile journey. And he was like, all of a sudden he thought it was so cool. He was like, he thought the trip was so damn cool that he even like started joking around. He's like, but you're wearing a helmet. How do I really know that's you? And I was like, you. 4 hours, 54 minutes, 53 seconds. We have cleared customs and immigration. And all of a sudden, official documents weren't needed. Nothing from the lawyer mattered. There was a cool website that he loved, and we could go into the country.
We're making a video for the CrossFit community, but the risk is through the roof. Why do something so risky?
Why do something so risky for this trip is because it's worth it to show that this is a cool community that we have, you know what I mean? To show that, like, even in places that are dangerous and even in places that are like backwater places, small places in the world, like in Costa Rica where we are, there's cool people doing CrossFit.
We are a small place, but we have a big heart, you know? We, all the time, the person check the other person, be careful everybody knows the name of the other person.
How do you make a bunch of people that work out together an actual tight, fun group?
When you share, working out is so personal that you do it like it's a certain level where you're very vulnerable. So you kind of let out and your feelings come out, you know? So I think that's pretty much the bonding in the CrossFit community.
Here, one of our main rules is, leave your ego at the door. If you don't leave it at the door, you're going out the door. We don't need that type of client here. We force people, it's kind of a culture shock in the beginning.
Great space. They were open less than 2 weeks, and they had damn near 100 members already. And Hector, who's the actual one of the owners of the place, he's from Honduras, moved to the U.S., served in the Army. He's a veteran from Iraq as well, and now has got out of the Army, moved back down to Honduras to be with his family, start a business, and start his life.
Like last week when it first started, a couple weeks, a couple of days into it, no one was clapping, no one was supporting the other athletes. I had to get in there, like, hey, what's the problem? Keep on going, keep on going. Now when you're gonna see the classes, people are getting really into it. They're pumped up, they're cheering on other people, and that's creating a sense of community.
And so he has a business on the side with some other partners where they bulletproof or up armor local vehicles, which is extremely badass and cool.
Here, in this one, we shot it with 37, 40, a 9mm, and a 45.
Tegucigalpa, Honduras, if you do a little Google search, it has the highest murder rate in the world.
I was recently diagnosed with post-traumatic epilepsy. So I have seizures due to a severe TBI that I suffered when I was in combat.
Emilio, great dude. Born in Mexico, raised in the U.S., went into the Army, Green Beret, veteran from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Due to that, now I get all these seizures, and now they put me under this heavy medication that it just, the side effects brings this anxiety, and that's like the #1 side effect. It's just awful. But when I get anxiety, this is what does for me. I mean, if it wasn't because of CrossFit, I don't know how I would be able to handle the anxiety. I think this is the best medicine. That kind of intensity, the way I feel after I do my workout in the mornings, I'm good. It takes the anxiety away. And sometimes when I'm at home and I don't have much, I'm not in the gym and I'm feeling like the side effects again, I start doing 7 minutes of burpees, and that takes care of that. So, I mean, really, thanks for CrossFit. I mean, you guys are like the best medicine for guys like me.
Even if I get seriously injured at some point, which is highly possible, I'll think it would have definitely been worth it so far, just because it was memorable and because we got to show a really cool side of the CrossFit community that maybe people didn't know was there.
All right, guys. So Pat and Ian have delivered the next episode.
Chantal Jimenez, and I am on the seminars team.
Apparently, Pat gives his co-workers a little shout out.
Nicole had sent me an email last week to see if I could come up here for a meeting. It's a totally legit reason to come up. And it wasn't.
So we thought we'd get everyone together and let you guys take a look. We'll watch it together.
This whole day is going to be about just taking care of the bikes. We need to fly them from Panama City to Colombia because you can't cross the Darien Gap, which is like a 60-mile stretch near the border of Colombia and Panama. This is like a foot trail. You know, basically you cannot drive there. It's controlled by the FARC. It's bad guy land. First thing we did was they were ready at the Kawasaki dealership. Oil change, brakes, chain, lubrication, the whole 9 yards, because we've got countries and countries more to ride them in. Go through the city traffic for 30, 40 minutes, whatever. We pull up to the little gate at the airport, and then there you are next to me. The visor goes up, you're like, hey, maybe your brake's not working so well. I'm like, not working so well, not working at all. You're like, not working so well. Motherfucker's off. Yeah. I would say that's not working at all. Adriano was furious. That Latin blood was boiling.
I got really pissed because he's like, oh, you don't need to take those bolts out. It is super weird. I'm like, I didn't ask you if it's weird or not. I'm just letting you know. You make sure you put those bolts in, and you better be here soon.
So, guy eventually got there and, you know, wrenches on your bike.
There was more bolts missing from just around the bikes that they're now putting on.
And you're like, oh, well, they found a bunch of things that were loose and bolts that were just missing they never put back on.
I'm all cool with your bike being fucked up, but I didn't like seeing him wrench on my bike. Your bike's funny and shit. Mine, that's a whole other story.
Are you kidding me? Like, not just like one bolt, not just what, like we missed, like there was tons of stuff that we're just driving disaster waiting to happen.
Suddenly this is an issue. You got to be safe. I can die. Yeah.
I gotta commentate at the games next year. So we're good to go to leave Panama in a few days. Go to Medellin. Bikes are good to go. Left from there. Of course, we're missing parts, but whatever.
Working.
All right. Get there. Touchdown in Medellin. It's only like an hour flight.
You're gonna get searched. You're gonna get searched.
Sweet.
How was that?
That's good. I mean, you usually have to pay for that.
We got the bikes back. Life's good. Get a little fuel. You know, drive from the cargo place to the very first gas station.
And driving from the airport back to Luis's place here in Medellin.
My rear brake just went out again.
Your rear brake stops working again. So, hey, Panama Kawasaki dealership, thanks a lot.
You know that knows me? I'm kind of a dick. You know, like, I have a job that deals with people a lot, but I'm kind of an asshole. What the fuck am I talking about? That's my hair. Okay, here we go. But I'll tell you what, on this trip, like, we've connected with people so easily and felt so familiar and comfortable with them faster than I've ever experienced that in my life.
Ha sido lo mejor que me ha pasado. Mi vida cambió totalmente.
CrossFit's the best thing he's seen so far, and his life has changed entirely.
This dude, Manuel, was going to open the first CrossFit affiliate in Panama outside the city of Panama, which is really cool.
CrossFit, me visto como CrossFit.
So I asked him why he wanted to open a CrossFit gym, and he just said his own CrossFit gym, and he's like, it's his life, it's his passion, it's, you know, it's how he looks, how he talks about, you know, it's always on his mind. He's super passionate about it.
Showed us the whole deal, was so excited about what's going to go where, and here this is happening in my box, and this is my plan for this, and it's just like, just instantly feel happy for a dude like that, and you instantly want him to succeed.
Maybe more than 10 years ago, yeah, there was a movie. Still don't know what my role was, if it was just a friend or maybe a hooker, as my friend Lance probably said once. Maybe you were the hooker. Maybe I was, I don't know.
What movie?
Basic with John Travolta.
So how long were you a teacher?
For 7 years
Oh, wow.
in elementary school. In CrossFit, I saw CrossFit Kids, went through it, just fell in love with the program. Our schools don't have a strength and conditioning program. They're just PE. And PE is just dribble a ball for 6 months. Let's teach how to dribble the ball. Let's teach how to kick a ball. So I think we're getting there. It'll just take us time, but we're on the right track.
Oh no! This is the best bathroom I've ever seen.
This is ridiculous. It's like a bathroom you'd see at a fucking P.F. Chang's or something.
I wasn't thinking of making money when I created this. I was thinking of like, how can I create a space where I can train and I would feel like awesome while training.
It was absolutely awesome. If I could mimic a gym, I would mimic Fuerza CrossFit. Absolutely gorgeous, top to bottom, badass.
¿Qué es Chimba?
Chimba. Chimba is awesome, but you don't use it every time, okay? You have to watch when you say that word.
Precision. Don't say Chimba to your grandma.
No.
There's about 5 affiliates ballpark in Medellin. Every week, the local owners and some of the trainers get together and they work out together.
The community here is pretty close. We all the owners, he started everything here in Medellin, so he's like the teacher of all of us. So he's supporting us to open gyms, try not to compete between us, but try to expand the CrossFit lifestyle in every part of the city.
And Luis was like, hey, don't get me wrong, like this isn't, you know, some Disneyland paradise, like we're human beings. Of course we have our differences. Of course, you know, there's stress whatever every now and then, but we all realize the bigger picture of what we're doing with CrossFit in Latin America, in Colombia, and we put those differences aside, and once a week we throw down. How bad ass. I mean, if you're watching this and you run an affiliate somewhere, like, reach out to some other people, that's cool as shit. I wish more people did that.
Motorcycles, honestly badass.
We sat down and the video started, and it was Pat and Glenn, my boyfriend.
There's more to them with you and Chantel than just enjoying to ride.
And they were talking, and then talking about motorcycles, I kind of got that.
It's not just something that we share and we have a really strong bond with, but it was kind of a pre-engagement gift.
And then next thing I know, they talk about how it's a cool thing to share and how the bike that Glenn bought me was an engagement gift.
So with that being said, Chantel,
And he proposed to me on the video.
will you marry me?
Fiancé, what do you say? Fiancé, yes. That blew me away. That's for sure. It's really sweet thing to do. I mean, he's deployed to mid-November, so I won't see him. It was a great way just to see his face and then to ask him to marry me. Yeah, that was awesome.
I love you, babe. I can't wait to see you. Bye.
You get off the bike over here?
Yep. Rear tire's flat.
Oh, fuck. What's gonna happen? Fuck.
I don't know what it is. Latin America, they hate signage, hate clearly marked signage as to where the hell you're going or what road you're on. So we had this decision to make. It said like Cali Airport, take a right. And we're like, well, we don't want to go to the airport. Is that just the airport or is that Cali and the airport? So we went straight. That was wrong. We found this little reroute like down a dirt road and we should make a right and link back up. And we're like, cool.
We went down and a turn that was supposed to exist on the map just didn't exist.
So we turn around, we start heading back.
And we're just gonna take our beautiful little turn, head us to Cali.
There's our exit that we need to take. I feel the rear of my bike just sag and get a little loose, and I'm like, oh no.
I'm holding my bike up as we speak because we can't use a kickstand because my rear tire just blew.
Yeah.
So we're probably, I don't know, 10 miles outside Cali, Colombia. It's over there.
In the middle of nowhere, bad guy land, not a good place for two gringos to be. Night's falling, it's dark, and we're stranded.
Mom's probably stoked. And so now we're just gonna spend the next God knows how long changing this rear tire in the dark, so good times.
And we don't carry a jack, so we're just looking around trying to find like the appropriate amount of rocks to pile up to set the bike on so that the rear tire's off the ground and be able to change the wheel. But of course, in my head I'm like, oh, it'd be easy to find these rocks. Of course it's not easy. There's either no rocks, there's pebbles like the size of M&Ms around, or there's like boulders you'd use in like a miniature strongman competition. So I almost herniated a disc trying to go and get a rock, drag over to the damn bike, and I'm falling down this hill, and it's just a shit show from start to finish. And we're trying to, precariously, you're like doing a stone cold 500-pound deadlift to lift the rear of the bike up. I'm trying to slide this rock underneath. It's going terribly from start to finish.
That is the rock and the piece of shit that's holding up the wheel.
And what cue did I give you to increase your deadlift?
You said, Dan Bailey, all right. Dan Bailey.
If you yell Dan Bailey's name twice, you increase your strength immediately.
Then the Colombian police show up. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see how this goes,
What did he say?
He said, what you're holding in your hands could get us killed.
Are you serious?
He's like, yeah, somebody passes by here, he goes, it's not a safe area to begin with. Somebody sees that camera sitting on the ground, they just come by, cut you, take it, leave.
That's what he said?
Yeah, so thanks for nothing, fucking Windberg.
Jesus Christ.
And the guy's like, hey, look, there's a tow truck service here, it's free. In Colombia, we can get your bike onto the tow truck, get out of here, take it down to a tire repair shop.
This is when they just drag my bike up with this fucking winch.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. This is when the bike really gets fucked up.
Hopped in the tow truck with the guys, headed just into this crazy little town to some backwoods mechanic shop and just in the ghetto.
See that like him wrestling around with like a pneumatic machine and multiple 2-foot bars to get the tire off the rim and the tube out? That would have been us with a pair of fucking chopsticks at the side of the road at night with a headlamp on. We've been there forever.
Right.
Forever.
This is probably the source of the problem.
Oh yeah, man. Wow.
And then the cops are kind of talking to me the whole time, and they're like, hey, this service is free. It was certainly a big help to you. Took care of it a lot quicker than you could have. We're here taking care of you, making sure that you're okay. We're helping you guys out. Maybe you could help us out. And I was like, gotcha.
Hola. Sí, gracias.
And so no worries, the old Colombian police bribe went down and they were like, good job, and rolled out. We couldn't find the hotel forever, drove zigzags around the city, got there at like midnight, exhausted, pissed off from the tire, the whole 9 yards. Bad day getting worse. And then as we're pulling into the garage of the hotel, I almost dumped my bike on the side of the road. Some taxi driver grabs my handlebars and keeps me from going over. So it was just a great day going from Medellin to Cali.
This is what I was talking about. What? This is what I was talking about, the altitude. Stay ahead of the pain at minute 5 or 7, which probably is now. You can't recover.
The crew there at CrossFit Keto, they're like, whatever you're gonna do, we'll do with you, man. You know what I mean? Community, we're with you. And I was like, well, that's cool because we're doing dumbbell Fran. Eric was immediately not my amigo anymore. He was just rip shit. That was so awesome. He was just quiet, he was talkative and charismatic, all of a sudden he's just like, just horse shit the whole time. Then we went to CrossFit Altura, one of the other boxes in town. Hit another WOD, do some working out. I tried to do my 30 squat snatches that I do once a week there, and it just went terrible. And so that day, I don't know, it was just one of those days I just wanted to do my little workout and just chill and just make it totally relaxed and just get out of there. And there's this group of like 4 or 5 people just like, that just wanted nothing more than to work out with us. And it, at that point in time, was the last thing that I wanted to do.
I fucking hate this. You put in the video, fuck this, I hate it.
Just to be honest, like I just hated it. Like at the moment I was just like, just do your workout. And I just want to do my workout. I'm tired, let's just get out of here, that sucks. And then like somebody comes up and they're like, hey, thanks so much for working out with us. Like it means so much. And they're like, hey, can we take a photo? And then it just hits me that I'm just being a selfish jackass and having a bad day, and how much, you know, somebody from HQ coming down means to everyone there.
Tuve un accidente de tránsito, iba manejando una moto, me choqué saliendo de una competencia de Strongman Challenge, para ser específico.
So he had a motorcycle accident. He was leaving a competition called the Strongman Challenge. So he hit one of those light poles on that bridge, and he was saying he was very lucky that he didn't go over the bridge. Like, it's obviously horrible that he hit the light pole, but the light pole actually kept him from falling several stories down into the concrete. He did about 4 months worth of post-accident operations, rehabilitation, all that stuff. Couldn't do anything. It was incredibly hard, you know, not just physically but mentally. He was just kind of in a hole of depression, you know, as you can imagine, having your life just changed like that.
I know him before the accident, and he was a very negative person. He was a very aggressive person, and he has a lot of problems with all the people of the community of CrossFit.
And so we kind of more or less came to a decision one day where he had to make a choice: either stay on the path that he was on of depression and kind of negativity, or make a change and go for the positive and start getting some feelings of motivation back in himself. And he chose that path.
Now that after the accident, I think he changed like 100%. He's another person. He helped people.
Entonces, eso es lo que he hecho prácticamente desde ese momento, hacer CrossFit y motivar bastante a las personas y tratar de que se saquen ese miedo de que no quiero entrenar, tengo una lesión.
And so he travels, actually he hits a lot of the boxes here in Guayaquil, doesn't just train at one. It kind of motivates and inspires the people, you know, who sometimes people are afraid to start CrossFit, or they think, you know, because they've had maybe an injury currently or in the past, they can't do it. And he kind of shows them that that's not the case. You don't have to be afraid of this stuff.
Yo vivo por el CrossFit y para el CrossFit. Me levanto con ganas de entrenar, con ganas de enseñar, con ganas de transmitir el CrossFit a la gente, y aparte estudio, pero en sí mi vida es el CrossFit.
Mi esposo y yo nos conocimos haciendo CrossFit, y cuando decidimos casarnos, él me dijo, si yo voy a embarcarme en la aventura, en la más grande aventura de mi vida, que es casarme contigo, yo quiero que abramos un box. Abramos un box de CrossFit. Y yo le digo, oh, ok, pero no tenemos dinero. Me dice, lo importante es que nos casemos, no importa dónde. Esto fue todo, y el dinero del matrimonio lo usamos para abrir el box.
In some ways it's cool being the only CrossFit gym, but in some ways it kind of sucks too. Like, we would love for other people to come down here and open more gyms up and let us get the chance to go over there and help them out and have them come over to us.
And I just felt like that big. Like, it just felt like a total selfish jackass. It cleared my thinking right away, and it's like, wow, I was like, you know, what we're doing is more important than whether or not I get to do what I want to do. Like, it's about the community, and so just kind of had to pull my head out of my ass. Had a bad day. Happens every now and then, you know what I mean?
All bullshit aside, like, CrossFit's not the games, not the big weights, not the sponsorships, not the fucking cameras. Like what that kid just did, that's 100% pure CrossFit.
Good job, man.
Something which I find intriguing, there's a couple boogeymen, which on this trip we were either going to confirm or deny. We get into this gravel road where there's construction, they've torn up the road, they're kind of resurfacing it. Boogeyman number one is that mean person that doesn't look like you, doesn't speak the same language of you, and is going to do nothing but take advantage of you because they don't look like me and you, and they're mean people. And there's tons of piles of dirt on the side, and the rain that had come down, I think, washed this fine silt or something onto the road, and then at like 3 miles an hour, it's just like, boom. The bike just falls down because you're driving on Crisco cooking oil. Would he exist? Would he just screw us over? And we've been to several countries by now, so I feel like after 77 days, and 9,000 miles, I've got a pretty good idea as to whether or not the boogeyman exists, and he doesn't. And so little guys, you know, some dudes stop in a car, help us get the bike back up. You know, in one of the previous videos, when the bikes fell down in the parking lot in Mazatlan, I believe we were, or near Mazatlan, random guy comes over, helps us pick them up. You know, nobody just watches the gringos struggle. Everyone helps us. Taxi driver sprinted, grabbed my bike before it went down in Cali, Colombia. Like, time and time again, we've got these examples of people helping us out. It's awesome. We showed up there at night, which was a bad idea. Can't find our hotel. We're totally lost in this city. Pulled over on the sidewalk, and there's the two gringos off their bikes with like a map and an iPhone going, where the hell are we? You know, like, couldn't look like you don't fit anymore. Like, rob me. But that's not what happens. People stop, they come up, hey, where are you guys from? Oh, that's so cool. What are you looking for? This hotel? Oh, I'm not sure. They pull out their phone, they're trying to find stuff. They're stopping other people they don't even know just to help us out. We pull into this town because it was just raining, getting hammered with rain, needed a place to stay. We check in, dirty and grimy as usual.
That's not good at all.
The hotel owner, he loves that we have bikes, takes great care of us. It's like, man, you guys have been in the rain all day long. I don't want you to be in the rain again. So he made his restaurant open 2 hours early just for the two of us by ourselves in the restaurant so that we could have a good meal and we wouldn't have to be in the rain. It has renewed my faith in humanity. People on Earth are good people, and they want to do the right thing, and they want to help you out, and they're just like you and I, and they're just waiting for you to come to their country and enjoy yourself. And I recommend that you do. So now the other boogeyman, right? The CrossFit boogeyman. And it's the other gym that has the bad trainers that is hurting their clients and doing. It's the other gym. It's always the other gym. This boogeyman gym that I keep hearing of.
4 en Lima, 1 en Arequipa. Y queremos que el movimiento siga creciendo.
So it's kind of interesting. We're 2013 right now, and in 5 years, there's only 5 boxes in all of Peru.
The average income here per month is about $200.
So Jose, really cool story. Kicking it in the park right now. A couple years ago, went to his level 1.
He ends up getting a $1,000 loan to get his level 1. Flies, rounds up more money. So because I didn't have much of the English, and so by a couple points, didn't pass the test. Dude, he has to fly out again. I slept in the airport.
Damn.
And I went to Chile.
Slept in the airport.
He goes back out, goes to Colombia, passes the test, right? Just to get his level 1. And so we're here making CrossFit grow in Peru.
That is absolutely one of the coolest stories that I've heard. I mean, talk about just not giving up. I mean, sleeping in the airport, saving the money, going back the next year, like doing it at night, out in the park until you get enough people. Like,
yeah,
it's total just grassroots.
Grassroots CrossFit. Yeah. You take it for granted in the United States, you know, to take a certification like that, $1,000. But when you're making $200
right
a month, Do you know what I mean?
Massive investment.
That is a massive investment.
Manny and Jane had some cool history. Manny's with CrossFit Motore and Jane's with CrossFit Imperio. Manny's opening a new spot down here, and it's not that far down the road from where we are right now. Pretty close.
You know, we're moving into a new facility, right? So we're expanding. We're moving into a new facility.
And while his gym is under construction, moving locations, she opened her doors to his clients. She's like, hey, I don't want your business, your clients to suffer while you're moving from one gym to another because it can take a while down here. She's like, so come on over to our gym and throw down as many people as you need for as long as you need.
Yeah, you'll never know when you need that help. You know, later down the road, you might need somebody to help you out, and it'll come back around. Yeah.
It's a community right there.
That's it. That's it. We realized that the best way to impact the community and a culture is to actually get into the fiber of it through a business.
We did an MBA together.
Yep.
And this was part of our business plan. We did for thesis a business plan of a CrossFit affiliate.
So we went to CrossFit Miraflores. It's in a Globo gym, but it's unlike any CrossFit gym I've ever seen before in a Globo gym.
The type of product is an ethical product. It's not, we're not selling looking good, we're selling health. And you're selling a good product that has a high value for the client.
Great people, great training, and super fun. They've got this thing they do where if you leave gear out on the ground, they've got like the chicken of death. They've got these 3 different chickens. That's the chicken of punishment. You leave your stuff, written on the ground. They see snapping a photo of it right now with a bunch of chickens, and that means you're gonna pay for leaving your stuff out. Chickens are talking shit about what you left behind and how you're gonna pay the man next time you come in the gym with burpees or whatever it is you don't happen to like. And they post it on Facebook, and their community just has a field day with it. They've created an awesome culture and found a way to make it happen in an area that rents are very high and it's tough to find a space.
Que los idiomas sean distintos y es un trabajo en conjunto.
That was very cool. So at that very end there, it's like, since Peru hasn't quite gotten to the level that he wants, it's like, well, we'll see. Vamos a ver, we'll see what's gonna happen. And he was like, no, we're not gonna see, we're gonna do it. Like, we're gonna make it happen, and it's kind of cool. It's like, hey, this video and trip that you guys are doing is doing nothing but helping us. We're doing it together, and we're showing the world that, hey, we might speak a different language and have our own thing going on, but we're all CrossFitters, and we can do this, and we'll pull it off together. So, great people making huge differences in people's lives, having a great time working out, and doing what they do, man. Just spreading CrossFit, doing it every damn day. Why am I standing on the street in Bolivia at 10 p.m. covered in gasoline?
Headlamp?
And a headlamp? Usually what people just see is when we show up to the gym, hey, here's a workout, get a little interview here. We're gonna show you what actually goes on behind the scenes of getting to those places. Behind the scenes of 3, 2, 1, go south. Enjoy. This might be terrible, I don't know.
What's that?
Bolivia, if you've got plates from a different country, the overwhelming majority of gas stations will not allow you to purchase gasoline.
This is the on-the-road shower laundry facility.
Yeah. When you have no laundry facilities, we've got to go to Argentina, try to get out of Bolivia tomorrow, and we don't have enough gas. Our bikes are on fumes here at the hotel. Shampoo from the hotel, take it into the shower, clean as a whistle.
You're just rubbing shampoo into your shorts?
I rub shampoo into the shorts, I rinse them out, and I dry them off. And so Marcelo was nice enough he actually went out, bought gas in gasoline containers, and we're gonna fill the bike here at 10 p.m. so that we can ride away in the morning. Including the cost of the hotel.
Yep.
Laundry facilities.
Okay.
November 1st, Friday, day 81. November 2nd, Saturday, day 82. Thursday, November 7th, day 87. Monday, November 4th, day 83 on the moto. Is that right? No. And we're gonna start making our way to Santa Cruz, Bolivia, where the next CrossFit affiliate is. You've got jungle, you've got high desert, you've got the Andes, you've got twisty, you've got everything that you want. It is amazing. And the roads that day were rugged. Rugged. Not only up and down the elevation, but all of a sudden it would just change to like gravel, to dirt, to cobblestone, to big holes, to whatever, to road closures, and this is an exciting place to ride.
We are going nowhere fast because the road is closed for at least the next 2 hours, if not the next 3 hours, for cyclists. For a race for cyclists. There's hundreds and hundreds of 18-wheelers. The country has come to a stop on this road.
Wound up eating at a gas station that day, which we've done several times.
Someone who makes good nutritional choices versus someone who makes bad ones. Sweet potato chips.
Delicious.
And Doritos. This is my lunch.
If you grow stud easily, stop watching.
That is a chicken foot.
After you use toilet paper, they don't like you to throw it into the toilet. You're supposed to throw it in a small basket.
Ugh. That smells so bad.
And there's just a basket full of poopy paper.
And a syringe. And just poop paper.
It's just, if we had smell-o-vision, it'd be a whole different deal. Yeah, hurry the fuck up. Beer's like a pregnant woman's belly, you know, like you see a pregnant woman, she's always just kind of rubbing her belly, you know, and when the guy starts to grow a beard, he's always just kind of doing this.
Yeah. It doesn't sound right, you know what I mean? Like it sounds like it's running a little hot.
What are you doing and why?
I'm doing 20 minutes of burpees every minute on the minute because you're making me do it.
10 burpees every minute.
10 burpees every minute on the minute for 20 minutes. Burpees are my favorite. Burpees are actually my favorite CrossFit movement.
Why am I making you do it?
Because you did it, but you very cleverly neglected to film yourself doing it. So now I have to do it for the video.
Kind of like a Rich Froning senior. What about that long?
Halfway point, 100 down. How's it going?
Burpees are not my favorite CrossFit movement.
We're at 7,600 feet of elevation.
What? We are?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't realize it until the very end either.
Oh my god.
Yep, go.
Oh.
I'm just keeping that.
Keep it.
Hell no.
One burpee. Yes.
There it is. Done. That's disgusting. Just leave that for cleaning weight.
Oh no. That was so bad. That was so bad.
And so we went to CrossFit Andina, met Josh, the owner.
These guys are chiropractors. We've been just riding for 83 days.
He offered us a free chiropractic adjustment. It's like Andre the Giant jumped in a box of Rice Krispies. Is exactly what it sounded like when he just laid his hands on my spine. Like, and I was like, oh!
Lift up your head.
I'm a new man. Just took 10 seconds off my friend.
Wow, I actually feel pretty good. And so that was cool. I genuinely appreciated that. You were a disaster.
Oh man!
He's hundreds and hundreds of miles from the nearest other affiliate, and he's just out there by himself making it happen.
I've been keeping up with all the videos, and as I'm sure a lot of people have, and it's just been such a cool trip to watch, and I was really inspired, and also, learned some things that, I want to create a culture, a community here in Arequipa, and I figured out that I really wasn't doing my job with that. Like seeing all those boxes that you guys went to, especially like Medellin and those guys, and I was like, oh shit, they've got like posters on the wall. It just seemed like I just learned, I wasn't really educating people about what CrossFit is.
Super cool dude, super cool story. Said I'm going to sell everything in the States, done with the rat race, and I'm heading down there. I'm going to start a new life.
And I just figured, man, life's too short. Fuck it. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not happy, and I'm not spending any more time not being happy. So, just did it. Sold everything. You should too.
So Maria and her sister were really cool, and they're two very beautiful girls, and so modeling came up, and they've both done some modeling in the past, but they had a really cool, forward-thinking way about it.
Es bien complicado. Generalmente las mujeres que me preguntan, me dicen, me voy a hacer muy grande haciendo CrossFit. O sea, todo el mundo, generalmente las mujeres tienen miedo de entrar. ¿Por qué? Porque ven peso y ven esto y dicen, yo no quiero alzar. Te dicen, me voy a hacer brazuda y mi espalda va a ser grande y no quiero.
And they try to link everything together and change the face of what the perception of beauty is. And so maybe the typical modeling agency is looking for this super wafer-thin woman, and they'll get to do some modeling, and they'll tell the agency about CrossFit.
8 meses haciendo CrossFit y sigo delgada pero tonificada, entonces como rompemos esos esquemas, digamos, ¿no? Y damos como un ejemplo nosotras, ¿no?
Bolivia is one of the poorest countries in South America, just fact.
He is the owner of the gym who will give kind of scholarship spots, for lack of a better word, to some people here. So some people are either they're not paying to come, or some of them are paying like half price.
And he was saying, you know, he went to get his level 1 a couple of years ago, and since then has literally been taking the last couple of years to try to get loans, save money, to eventually open his space that he has right now.
Yo especialmente tengo ese sentido de servir a mi comunidad y de ayudar a la que lo necesitan.
So he's our saving grace. Without him, there's no gas.
Gracias.
Es un gusto y un placer para mí. Es lo menos que puedo hacer por ustedes.
What CrossFit is, what he does and what he loves, he's trying not so much. It is a business, of course, it pays for his life, but on top of that, he's trying to make it much more than that. It's a way to serve his community.
Yeah, and I mean, and he says that it's,
For some reason, it's his pleasure and the least he can do for us, which makes no sense how it's so nice to us. So he basically listened to what Coach Glassman said. It's like, you know, you've got this gym here and you shouldn't really see it as a business. You see it as a way to help people, to help, you know, your community and other athletes. And that's exactly what he's doing. Gracias.
A vos.
I'm on my bike, we're doing about 70 miles an hour, sunny, good roads. We're like, it's gonna be a good day, we're gonna make some time. And then the engine just was like, beep, beep, beep. And I was like, ah!
We're on for a while. Oh, there he is right there. Pat, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. I don't know, 330-mile ride or so we had to do today, and just over 30 miles into it, riding down the road, nice road, daylight, and
What's going on?
Not sure. Bike just died for no reason. It looks like I got a whole bunch of liquid that's sprayed out.
70 miles an hour, the bike goes dead. I pull in the clutch and I'm just coasting. I'm like, oh man, hit the starter a couple times and nothing happens. Like, it doesn't kind of turn over, nothing happens. And I'm like, ah.
first of all, I tilted the bike straight, and there's like a little indicator as to what the level the oil's at, and you couldn't see anything. So I'm like, ah, shit.
Hey, you still there?
Yeah, that's just like liquid sprayed all over the side of your bike.
On the other side too. Undid like the filler cap and smoke came out of there.
What's Latin America like? Here it is. Just noise pollution.
Blasting music.
I called back to our point of contact, Max, here at CrossFit San Miguel de Tucumán.
Got on the phone, called Max, like, Max, it's your favorite gringo?
And he was a beast, man. Rallied the boys, found a pickup truck.
Max showed up with 2 other dudes and one of his other partners from the gym.
Some guy was taking his son like into surgery. He's like, no, your son can wait. And dragged him out with us, like literally, I'm not even joking.
Hey Pat, I'm losing you a little bit. Are you still there?
So we just hauled it up into his truck, strapped it down. They had a mechanic that they recommended. It was a good mechanic.
And you didn't even have to, like, he didn't even say anything. It didn't matter if it was English or Spanish or whatnot. Like, he looked at a couple things of the bike, took off the oil cap, looked in, and then just looked up at me.
This is the bike. He looked up, he goes, it's like, oh my God.
Like an EMT at a crime scene would look like, and just realize that, you know, your best friend's dead in a car accident.
Well.
Yeah. It's a dead phone. I've been talking to a dead phone. I don't know when I lost him, but he's gone. He's not there at all.
What's happening?
We're leaving Tucumán to head to Buenos Aires, but not on motorcycle. In a friggin' plane.
They kept saying this word fundido. And they're like, you know, I think the motor is fundido.
And if it's something really serious, and it's order parts, takes 10 days, like, I don't know what it's gonna do to the trip.
And I'm like, fundido, like, I don't know that one. And so as soon as I got internet and like looked it up in my little translator, it basically means completely and utterly screwed. That your engine is just baked, it's done.
I don't know if the bike's gonna be fixed. I don't know if I'm gonna rent a different bike. I don't know if the bike is irreplaceable. I don't know if I'm gonna rent a car and follow you and your bike. I have no idea what the heck. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
And if it really seized up the motor,
does it trip over?
It feels really bad to be getting on a plane and heading to Buenos Aires, you know, but I would rather do that than just tell all the crossers in Buenos Aires, sorry, my bike broke, we're not gonna come learn about you. Too bad. So, it sucks, but it's the right thing to do.
Trato de moverme. A mí lo que me empuja acá es que esto me ayuda a tenerme movilidad, a mantenerme bien, te voy a decir muy, digamos, íntimo. Me ducho solo, la ropa sola me la pongo, me dijo yo, me cambio, salgo.
and we met this dude who is a badass. He's an 87-year-old, I'm gonna call him a pimp. That's the only word for him. He's a pimp or he's a boss. He's a combination of the two.
Porque no, a ver, no lo hago por obligación, lo hago porque me gusta. Pero al gustarme me ayuda a mantenerme bien físicamente.
Sí, claro.
No lo hago por obligación, me gusta.
Do you know how many people that if they're almost 90 years old and you put them on their back, they would never be able to get off the floor? The overwhelming majority of Americans, that's for damn sure, let alone everyone in the world. This guy's just going down that stretch, get back up in a second, no big deal. Like almost brought tears to my eyes, like balancing on one foot while holding another foot behind, and he's like playfully kind of messing with her, like, oh yeah, I got it.
Pero cuando me voy me siento otra persona. Me siento rejuvenecido mental, físicamente, y me siento con entusiasmo, digamos, mi entorno se agranda.
And then you can see how genuinely happy that she is, that he's doing well. Just bring the tear to your eye.
Es cómodo, no te sentís obligado con una gente que te controla, cómo te moves. No, ella es amiga, entonces vos te moves bien, libre.
This is what we see everywhere we go. People having a blast, genuinely giving a shit and caring about other people and making people better, improving their mobility, longevity, health, building community, laughing together, goofing off.
Es una nena,
Everywhere we go, that's what we see.
Bueno,
Gracias. Gracias.
te agradezco mucho.
Gracias.
Te agradezco mucho.
Gracias. Gracias, señor. This has by far been the coolest experience I've ever had in my entire life, period. And it's combined several passions of mine all into one thing of adventure, motorcycles and CrossFit and community and traveling and exploring. And I can kind of see the days ticking by and it's gonna stop, and I don't want it to stop, and it scares the shit out of me. Day 98, Monday. Our goal was we're gonna be in Buenos Aires for a bit. 4 days we're gonna dedicate to hitting affiliates. We go to CrossFit Underdog, really cool story. Talked to this guy Blas that started his affiliate in his parents' house in his bedroom.
There were 8 people in here. 8 people in
Yeah,
here.
I have photos. I have pictures.
Doing CrossFit.
It was normal for me to have 6, 7 people at the same time here.
And now, after some time, he's got several hundred members, a thriving affiliate, and he needs a bigger space. And one of his members, Florencia, this girl was so awesome. And literally got tears in her eyes, misted up telling us about, so honest, about how she'd grown up always overweight and was always used to being the last person picked for teams or not picked for teams, or when it was finally over, somebody would have to say, okay, now you'll go here. And there's a local competition coming up, and the other members of the affiliate picked her to be a member of the small team that will go and represent them at this competition.
No sé, me emociona.
It's cool. She's like tearing up about the whole thing.
They picked her because she's now capable and has changed herself, and she knew that.
Estoy feliz.
And it's the first time in her life that has happened, and she was just overcome with emotion because of that.
El techo moving ceiling.
A moving ceiling?
Yeah, that's how we call it. I don't know.
A retractable roof.
Yeah, it's a retractable roof.
You might be the only gym in the world with a retractable roof.
They've got locker rooms and multiple levels and a rooftop for hanging out with people, and all the partners are, again, former rugby players and just super, super cool people.
I mean, opening a box is amazing and awesome, and you own your own business, but it's still hard, challenging. So, like, what's hard? What's tough about opening a box?
About opening everything, you know, because it's something new, you know, which is, it's great. Your goal is there, you know, to open a gym, which is incredible, you know. But once you open, it's harder, you know. Like, you don't sleep. I get to sleep like 4 or 5 hours a day, and I love training, so I have to train. I do strength work in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock. I do the work, and then I work pretty much till 11 o'clock at night. I have a daughter, I have a wife, which I have to take care of. Then you come here and it's just, you're full of energy, you know? You need to be. So it's hard, but it's great, you know? So far it's been great.
So that evening we hit Unidos, which I really liked a lot.
¿Cuál es tu problema? El problema es el nacimiento. Seguramente fue el parto por cordón, me quedé ahogado. Dice que de nacimiento él quedó ahogado con el cordón umbilical y quedó sordo de nacimiento. Muchas cosas complicadas. Y bueno, que por su trabajo, él tiene un local, un comercio y tiene mucha gente a su cargo, y eso lo hizo tener mucho estrés, muchas responsabilidades.
¿Cuál es la mejor parte de ser dueño de tu propio gimnasio?
Hacer lo que quieras, manejar tus entrenamientos, tu gente, tu lugar como vos quieras, y le transmitís lo que nosotros somos atletas de CrossFit, entonces le transmitimos CrossFit como atletas, no solamente como un deporte. Entonces ellos logran amar eso, y eso es lo que más me gusta de tener el propio gimnasio.
He had a heart attack, heart complications, believes that they had a bypass.
So basically he had like a heart attack, but a year ago had to have a bypass, and he's been recovering himself through CrossFit, and he's been coming here and throwing down the wads for a year.
And like everyone else here, was super kind and nice, gave us all of his information even though he just met us, and he's like, you need anything, you want from somewhere to eat, to your bikes are in trouble, to you're in jail. You give me a call, I will take care of it.
Acá estamos. Wow. What an amazing story to come back from having a 95, you said a 95% occlusion there, had to have a bypass, and he said, you know, because of CrossFit he was able to keep going forward, and now using it as recovery as well. Like, es increíble. Tenía increíble suerte, ¿no?
Sí, no es suerte. No. Es entrenar.
That's cool. So I said, you know, I have to come back, and I'm like, pretty lucky. I had some luck. And he's like, no, I didn't have luck. I had training. He's like 5% luck, 95% just like your force, your drive, you know, your impetus.
Went to CrossFit Rex that night, linked up with some of the owners. Great box, cool people, joined the class, got my ass kicked. And one of the owners was a cop for 9 years in Buenos Aires. And so it was really interesting to hear his perspective on what his life used to be like, what his days used to be like, and what his days are like now.
But they are always happy and they always want more and they will always listen. In the other shop, it's totally different. They don't want to listen. You're always a bad guy. They will try to help you. You're a bad guy. Here you are always a good guy.
His wife said that they wouldn't start a family with him as a police officer. Just too negative, too dangerous, too terrible.
My wife also is very happy because she doesn't cry anymore when I go to work. She's very happy.
And so now, because he's switched jobs and owns a CrossFit affiliate, not only is his quality of life improved, but he's, you know, green light for a family. Like, I sent out a little text or tweet or something before we went to Buenos Aires, like, hey, you know, we're heading to Buenos Aires, should be great. And I immediately started getting just harassed continually on Twitter and Facebook by this one guy, Sebastian.
When I find out that you were traveling here to Argentina, it is basic math, basically. If you are in Argentina, you have to visit us.
It couldn't be any simpler, right? But he basically put a hard, full-court press on the owner that he's like, look, Pat and Ian are coming to Buenos Aires. You know what you need to do? You need to just take this to another level. You need to get on the phone, call HQ, talk to whoever's the top guy in charge here, and you have them order him to come here to our gym.
Sebastian asked me to call to CrossFit headquarters to talk to the big manager to say if Pat is in Argentina to come to our box. Yes, I said to him, I can call Glassman to say to Pat, come to our box.
In one of the emails, he said, I'm not a trainer and I'm not an owner. I'm just a guy that goes there. And I'm pushing this hard for you to come with no vested interest because the community is that cool, the people that own it are doing it for the right reasons, and they deserve it.
They deserve this. They are very good people, basically, and I love them, basically. They are my second family here.
The secret of these places, we make it fun, really fun, and people love that. And for instance, we don't make them pay for the beverages before they go take it, grab it, and then pay it. It's like your place. We try to make everybody part of this, and a little bit owners of this. They see that it's not a business for us. They see that we love what we do and that we opened this not to make money. We just opened this to have a place to train for us and let people know CrossFit.
¿Cuáles son tus motivaciones en CrossFit?
La motivación es mentalmente.
Dice que su motivación es mentalmente, que él mejoró mucho porque él era una persona que tenía muchos problemas de estrés. Y el CrossFit le hizo la vida mucho mejor a medida que fue entrenando CrossFit.
Now it's happening.
We are back in the Garden Inn. Come on. And just trying to say something intelligent, like I really don't know what's going to happen. I really have no idea. It's tough to give a response with no information. I mean, our bikes are in this town.
Somewhere.
In an unknown state of repair or disrepair, an unknown timeline. I have no clue. I have no frigging clue what's going on with the trip. As soon as we hand over the bikes to the mechanic, he stopped answering his phone for the last 10 days.
It absolutely kills me to say this, but no shit, I think the trip is genuinely in danger. I think it's over. I think it's done. And even the local affiliate owner, Max, told me in a text message, sorry, but you broke down in the worst place in the world.
Oh. It's nice to see it.
And I was like, oh, come on, man. Get a little gray cloud out of here. It can't be that bad.
Whoa.
He was completely right. Completely correct. A Christmas turkey would look like when Jason Khalifa is done with, like, picked to the bone clean. You see a skeleton of what it used to be and there's just carcass everywhere. That's my bike.
Okay, so I don't know if that's a piston or whatever, but one of those damn things you can see that's been impacting the bottom of the cylinder there.
It looks like one of the pistons was hitting it and digging in. That ain't right.
Called all around to include Buenos Aires, and you're like, no one has the replacement part here.
And the part's not here, and every local business owner that we've talked to about like getting anything into the country, they're like, all right, they've badmouthed their own country.
So that's the one they can't really get the part for. They need to basically have it machined or brought back to life down here.
It's like, oh, good luck getting anything to Argentina, like shipping things in, shipping things out, whether it's gear, this or that, like, that's why the economy here is just fucked.
Saying at least right now is like, hey, which is understandable, is like, I can't finish the bike until those parts are made. But if they are made, you know, I can get it back to you, you know, Friday night, but we're not gonna know until this whole process gets started.
Today is December 2nd, Monday. It's coming up on 5 p.m. The bike broke down 2 Fridays ago. So 14, 15, 16, 17 days ago, something like that. And I've called him 5 times and he's never answered his phone. Not only does he not return phone calls, supposed to get the bike back tomorrow, called him twice today, left voicemails, and now when I call, nothing happens. It doesn't even ring. It's not like his phone's off, it just nothing happens. So, you know what? We're gonna do the old drop in. And so we're gonna drive down there again. Because we need information. Can't send an email or text, like you need to drive to the place of business, break into the place, grab the person and say, what's going on? Tell me anything. I don't even I'm thinking about how I can transmit to everyone at home what this actually is like to be standing here in this stupid, oppressive heat. Tyson, what's up, man? Oh, just, you know, getting pounded in the ass. What are you doing? Devoid of any information that I need to make a frigging decision. And every time it's like that. We drove down there, the doors are chained shut. I had to walk around back. No one answers a phone. You go somewhere, oh, he's not here, I don't know where he'll be back. Asked him if Federico was there, of course he wasn't. Did you call him? Yes, he doesn't answer his phone. Oh, that's so like him. The bike was in the exact same condition that we saw it 5 days ago. I mean, we have no confidence that anything is going to happen at all. Everything happens for a reason, right? But I don't know why the hell this happened. Honestly, I'm racking my brain for the positive outcome. And I don't see it. I would be insane to think that my bike is really going to get fixed and I'll have it tomorrow. I just have murder and rage in my heart. I have no joy or happiness in my heart. I have only murder and rage. I mean, anything you saw in there, do you think we're gonna get that bike back tomorrow? It's gonna run great?
No.
No. This was a vacation. We would just leave the bike here till it got fixed and we'd go poke around in some other city and it'd be great. And as it fixed, okay, we'll grab it. We've got no facts other than the fact that we're not gonna get the bike in any realistic timeline. But this is a work trip, and due to schedules and videos and things we need to produce, as crazy as it is, we can't wait for the bike to get fixed. So we're gonna leave it here.
Your bike is broken, my bike is fine. So now I'm going to ride from here to Santiago, Chile.
So you're gonna roll solo.
While you go on a cushy plane by yourself.
2 or 3 days through Chile, over the Andes Mountains.
Across 2 countries in a language that I don't speak, with accents that are really difficult to understand.
We're gonna meet him at the shop, and I'm gonna hand over the keys to my Kawasaki. We're literally donating a bike. So they can sell that bike for $7,000 to $9,000 US for putting $700 into it. And they can either take that money and buy equipment for the gym, or they can fix the bike and have an awesome bike. They can do whatever they want. But it sucks because it's my bike. All right, here's what's gonna happen.
All right, I'm getting ready to go by myself.
I guarantee I'm gonna go down there, see him off.
You know what the best part about this is?
What's that?
I'm not at all confident in my bike.
And just when he's all jocked up, helmet on, I'm gonna say, Did you check out of the hotel? And he's gonna just get all frustrated, pissed off, and be like, no!
Now, I forgot to check out of the hotel.
have to take all this shit off and go back in and pay.
So now I have to go inside and fucking check out of the fucking hotel.
I guarantee it.
Okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere in Argentina at a gas station.
I'm at the airport and Ian's on his bike somewhere, sweating to death.
Just made another quick stop to apply some more sunblock because it's actually incredibly hot right now. It's just oppressively, brutally hot. It's been that way all day.
Just sitting in the air conditioning, eating a double cheeseburger.
Pat is somewhere up there in the sky, enjoying himself. Sipping on a Diet Coke.
Sipping a cold Diet Coke, not sweating to death on the motorcycle.
So one thing that doesn't really translate on video, but the inside of my helmet smells terrible.
It's cool and it really sucks. Ian's out there having an adventure.
Whenever there's like a gust of wind, it just blows the stink of my helmet back into my face. That just sucks.
Ian's been sweating his ass off, and I'm gonna have my next meal.
I was just riding for like probably 2 hours, and it's really hard riding at night. It's way harder than I remembered, because you can't see anything. And like there were animals and stuff on the road, and there were people, and like there were just tons of like really sharp corners that came out of nowhere. And my eye hurts for some reason.
I found grilled chicken breast and mashed pumpkin, believe it or not.
I'm trying to think of something that Pat Sherwood would say right now. He always says something is badass.
It's badass. She's a badass. Top to bottom, badass.
Pat. You here? God damn it, Pat's not here. I was gonna surprise him. I just checked into the hotel and I was gonna surprise Pat, but then he's not here. I have no idea where he is. But he left me this note, and it says, "I'm sprinting stairs in the hotel." Oh, there you are.
Well, hello there. What's up, brother?
It took me a while to figure out what the hell was going on.
You made it?
Yeah, made it. Okay, I'm at the border. This is gonna be the hard part. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go.
You're dirty.
Really dirty. I was way dirtier yesterday. Okay, that was actually awesome. That went really well. I went in at 2 p.m. and now I'm getting out at 3 p.m. There's definitely some confusion, but I got through it all right. And yeah, I'm actually really psyched. Except...
Dude, I was just kind of depressed.
Oh. That I realized one really sad fact, which is that I've gone 12,500 miles from Santa Cruz.
Hey, my riding's over. I'm packing up my stuff, and we're gonna be going back to the regular world, regular life.
Which means that I've gone halfway around the world. And it's sad because Pat isn't here to have gone halfway around the world.
Like I'm consistently coming up with some harebrained scheme. You know, because I'm constantly kind of have that restless soul. I'm always wandering, looking for something, but the problem is I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for.
Definitely a bittersweet feeling. Feeling of success mixed with feeling of this kind of an incomplete moment.
And suddenly it was over. Ah, you've got a great job, you've got great people that love you, you've got great friends. Like, oh, you've got the world by the balls. Like, what are you looking for?
Would have felt complete if Pat was here, if we had both gone all the way, halfway around the world.
I'm gonna go in the bathroom and kill myself. I know that this trip didn't satiate anything. It only is going to make the fire, when it does return, burn brighter and hotter for me to do something. And I actually find that scary.